It's now time for Trivia Tracks with yours truly, Price Robertson. This edition of Trivia Tracks is brought to you by
ProMed Ambulance Services. Care you can count on.
And Beth Smith at Edward Jones. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Question. Who is Edward Gossett? For those of you wrestling fans of a certain age, he is better known by his ring name, Eddie Graham. Born in Chattanooga, Tennessee, on January 15, 1930, he was blind in one eye and sold newspapers and eggs to make a living at the age of 12. The newspaper provided YMCA gym memberships to newsboys, allowing him to receive physical training. He debuted in Texas in 1947 when he was 17 years old, trained by Clarence Cowboy Luttrell. He was occasionally billed as a brother of Nature Boy Buddy Rogers under the name Rip Rogers, not to be confused with the 1970s and 80s wrestler. In 1958, he changed his ring name, adopting the persona of Eddie Graham, who was billed as the storyline brother of Dr. Jerry Graham and Crazy Luke Graham. Superstar Billy Graham would later join the group of brothers. Jerry and Eddie were a very successful villainous tag team on the East Coast. They had popular feuds with teams such as the Fabulous Kangaroos, Red and Lou Bastien, Mark Lewin and Don Curtis, and Antonino Rocca and Miguel Perez. Together, they held the NWA United States Tag Team Championship, the Northeast version, in Capital Wrestling Corporation, the forerunner of World Wrestling Entertainment, winning the belts 3 times in victories over Lewin and Curtis and once against the Bastien brothers. In the spring of 1960, Graham left the team to join the NWA's Florida territory. One day, in 1968, he was lacing his boots in the locker room when a 75-pound steel window fell on his hand, detaching both of his retinas and causing him an injury that required 300 stitches. The Florida legislature awarded him $23,000 for the incident. According to Jim Wilson in his book Chokehold, Graham's eyesight was poor because of blade jobs, and because he needed surgery to correct the problem and could not afford the money, he had some wrestlers tamper with the window in order to pass it off as though it was the responsibility of the building. This allegation is disputed by eyewitnesses. According to doctors, blading does not cause eye damage. Due to the injury, Graham was unable to wrestle for 15 months. In 1971, he took over booking and promoting in Florida. In 1976, he was named president of the NWA, a position he held for 2 years. He wrestled in tag team matches with his son Mike until 1977, when he retired from the ring due to health problems, but returned to the ring a year later. In 1979, he defeated Killer Khan by pinfall after the referee was knocked out, and subsequent interference by Mr. Hito and Kazuo Sakurada on Khan's behalf was fought off by Mike Graham and Ray Stevens. Eddie Graham's last recorded match was against Terry Funk on March 3, 1982, which was ruled a draw. He remained the promoter in Florida until January 21, 1985, when he committed suicide by gunshot after a lifelong battle with alcoholism and depression at the age of just 54. It is believed that Graham's participation in a land deal gone wrong that led him needing to raise over $500,000, including financial and marriage problems, contributed to his death. His son Mike and grandson Stephen committed suicide in similar manners in 2012 and 2010, respectively. In 2008, he was posthumously inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Till next time, I'm Price Robertson. Amazed by today's trivia?
Then join me for Trivia Tracks weekdays at 6:45 on Everybody's Country Y95.